there's a dagger in the heart of America right now, and it's kind of an unseen dagger, but everybody knows, especially in America, that families have been ravaged, right? So what happens is when a family gets ravaged in America, there's usually a de facto leader that gets installed. And that de facto leader is usually in the form of a therapist. Because women, single moms, when a dad leaves or there's a divorce or there's a serious severance within the scope of a family, the mom will usually seek counsel in the form of therapy on how to manage her children. Now, this is devastating for many reasons, but the biggest reason it's devastating is because any therapist is outer tribal, right? They're not in your tribe. So by nature, encoded in their DNA, they don't have your motherfucking best interest at heart. So they're gonna treat the mom as a guinea pig, and they're gonna start doing crazy Frankensteinian experiments on giving her advice on how to manage her children. Usually it's a son who's up and coming up to the helm, and the therapist is gonna start teaching the mom how to set boundaries. It gets to a point where her mind gets so polluted and saturated with this clinical talk that the son ain't even talking to the mom anymore. He comes home, he's having a conversation with his mom, and she's just a slogan dispenser. She's dispensing slogans that she learned from talk therapy. And then the trust, that bond, is completely fucking broken. You know what I mean? And it can't even be replenished. It's like trying to salvage that relationship is like pulling Excalibur out of the stone. So this is a huge conflict, and the clinical talk doesn't work because a family unit is sacred, right? Arabs understand this. Arabs don't go to therapy because Arabs rule under the guise that any family disputes need to be handled in-house, right? It's a fundamental philosophy because the energy can't be tamed. The relationship between a mother and a son or a mother and a daughter, they can't be tamed. There's no rationale. There's forces at play that are human, that are instinctual, that cannot be overridden. However, American women, single moms, have been disenfranchised, and they've been completely severed from the human spirit and their motherly maternal instincts, and they've been co-opted by therapists. So the largest demographic in therapy is obviously single moms, and then they learn all these techniques on how to fucking handle their kids, and they start fucking hard charging. They start giving them tough love. Tough love is not real, by the way. Tough love, people only use that as an excuse when they feel like they're overpowered by an individual. So they'll crush you, and they'll use draconian punishment, and they'll use the umbrella of tough love as an excuse for why they're coming down hard on you. But that's not how it really works in a family unit. That's not how it's supposed to work. So you create a massive gulf of distrust because the son is like, look, I'm not even talking to my mom anymore. I'm hearing the therapist's voice. She's been hijacked. So a lot of young boys are coming up. They don't even realize their moms are in therapy, searching, seeking, looking for answers, looking for how to handle and wrangle them, right? They're trying to wrangle the male impulse, which leads to an array of fucking disasters, distrust, and then what happens is that relationship is not repairable because you ain't even talking to a real human anymore. You're talking through a surrogate voice that echoes into eternity. Therapy is fucking evil. It's fucking evil because how the fuck can a stranger manage a household relationship? How is that even possible? They're outer tribal. They have a tribal interest to use you as an experiment and fuck shit up. They don't give a fuck about your family. They're hired. They're a fucking hired gun. Makes zero fucking sense, and it's caused a shockwave of damage that you watch in the next 20 years is gonna be absolutely one of the most cataclysmic historical disasters of all fucking time. Talk therapy is a fucking joke.